In order to use a RevA or RevB grip on the new Gunfighter Mark IV base, you will need a new connector, the RevC connector. The connectors of certain grips can simply be upgraded to this new system. The left and right, both premium and standard versions of the SCG Cosmosema, the F-14 grip, and the latest version of the KG12. For MCGs, MCG Pros, MCG Ultimates, and the original KG12, both twist and no twist versions, please contact your local VKB vendor for more details. This guide will walk you through the process of upgrading a RevB connector to the new RevC system. We'll be using an SCG today, but the process is nearly identical with the F-14 and KG12 Gen 2. To complete this procedure, we'll need the following: a compatible grip, a RevC kit, a 2 or 2.5mm hex key, a small Phillips head screwdriver, a very small flathead screwdriver, needle nose pliers or tweezers, and some paper towel. Let's start by splitting the grip open. Remove the 6 body screws holding the shell together. Disconnect the cable by carefully pressing the tab on the plug in and then unplugging in a smooth motion. With the thin cable now released, unscrew the 2 hex screws holding the connector in place and extract the connector. With the connector now removed from the grip, we want to take the small flathead and use it as a prying tool. Slip the flathead into the dedicated channel at the top of the connector, so that you're positioned to push the magnet out of the connector from below. Use reasonable effort to pry out and extract the magnet. Removing the magnet reveals a screw. Go ahead and take the Phillips screwdriver to this screw, but mind the spring below the top plate. To prevent the top plate from flying off the moment the screw is no longer holding it on, be sure to press down on the plate as you unscrew. Now, grab your paper towel to place the connector elements on, as they are covered in a heavy viscous grease. Gently pull apart the connector, assisted by a slow twisting motion. Try your best not to touch the greased areas, and do not wipe grease off of the connector, else you won't be having a very pleasant twist experience later on. You'll want to do this carefully so that you do not decapitate the grip cable. Once the cable plug is almost at the slot, gently guide it through with your finger. In order to release the board, a small silicone shaft must first be removed. We're going to go with the screwdriver pry bar maneuver again, but this time you can use the Phillips head. Without stabbing the connector pins, push the screwdriver head against the bottom of the silicone piece and pry it out, using careful but firm force. Try to push the board out by the wires. If it's resisting, use your needle nose pliers or tweezers to catch a pin and extract the board as gently as possible. Use your fingers to guide the cable plug into the post, and then pull the whole board cable assembly the rest of the way through from the board end. Now, we're ready to install the new parts. Take the RevC assembly and do the reverse of what you just did. Guide and then pull the cable in through the side you just pulled the previous one out of, and then line up the tab on the new board with its channel before setting it further in. Fully seating the board takes a little bit of manual alignment. First, gently pull the cable to ensure no slack is going to get crimped in this process, and then take a narrow tool to push and level the board down into the post until the pin is level and flush with the bottom of the connector. Reinstall the connector's outer shell while being careful not to catch or strip the cable. Once fit, give the shell a good few rotations to spread the grease even again. Reinstall the plastic washer, and once again, ensure that the wire is without unwanted tension. Now we will place the spring and top plate back on. The top plate has two tabs that have to be fitted into the dedicated slots on the connector shaft. Press down on the spring once again and hold it while you reinstall the screw. Don't stop pressing down until the screw is fully seated, else you'll be achieving liftoff before you even get into the game. With the screw reinstalled, give the twist module a test to ensure everything is properly tightened down. The top plate should not have any play. Finally, magnet time again. Set the magnet back into place on top of the screw, and then give it a tightness test with a magnetic object. If the magnet pulls up when contacted by the magnetic object, it is recommended to secure the magnet into the connector with a drop of glue. Push the silicone shaft back into its slot, using a tool to get it all the way in if necessary. Ensure that the shaft is flush with the connector's surface. With your connector upgrade now finished, reinstall it into the grip with the two hex screws again, not forgetting about the included washers. Plug in the grip cable, slot the cable into the guide channels, and then close the grip back up. Once you've screwed the shell back together, you've now got yourself a gunfighter grip ready for its first flight on the new Gunfighter Mark IV base.